putting this back together is a bit of a naughty job, and it's best done on the bench because you can actually get these two pieces flat. So let's see how it goes. Now, it's important that this piece goes at the top. If you look at it like that, see those two little ears? They go at the top, just like Mickey Mouse. Like that. And there is a cutout at the bottom. So you've got to get that right. Alright, and then this one goes in on the top. Does it go on the top? Yes. So slide that around. Slide that into there. God, this is so difficult to show on camera. And then turn this around. Get it lined up. And there you go. That's how it should be. Right? I think it is. Looks right to me. I'm sure that pin's supposed to be at 90 degrees though. No, let me check. I think we have to turn it as we're putting it in because that's at 90 degrees to the axis. So wait a minute. So let me get this right. I'll find a place to put things. We're running out of space. This is the old one, if you can remember, and the old shaft had worn here, which is a bit sad really. But anyway, when I put that next to that, which is the same, put the pin in, that's alright. Move that out of the way. We'll bring our gear cluster along, hold it, and it drops straight on. So it is right. The thing is, now we can turn that to 90 degrees to the shaft. So I was sort of right, but it was a bit daunting the way it goes on. So now is the tricky bit. Yeah, finding some space. Let me make some space. This is my gearbox assembly unit. I copied it out of a book from Land Rover, but I'm not happy about it because I found another one here that seems to be a little bit better. I might make that one day. It seems it's almost the same, except they've got the mounting here a little bit different. Can you see that? If you want to copy that, there, just hold that screen and print that out. Good. So that's on there, so it won't fall off. And I can see my battery, my spare battery, is useless. Wasn't charged up. So now we get our bearing races. Not that one. Oh, that's fallen over. Unlike an R380, the LT77s has the shims at the other side, so it makes life a lot easier to put together. Not life put together, but putting this assembly together. You have to find all bearings now. Where have they all gone? There's a bearing missing. Where is it now? God help me, it's stuck everywhere. Let me see if I can find it. It was in the box. So push that down. There's no need for Loctite or anything like that. And this is where it gets particularly interesting. Now we can push that shaft down and out the way. That's just for the reverse. We don't really need that now, I don't think. It's been about 2 years since I've done one of these. I tend to forget things. Now, we've got to get our assembly together. We don't need this, but we need that, and we need this. Now this, we're just going to put in there like that at an angle. Oops, not me. There. Alright. The next thing is the main shaft and the cluster, and remember what I said. Let's just drag it across the heavy. Don't lose. So we put our selector forks on, but try not to move that. And what we're going to try and do, I say try, we'll put some oil in here, put some oil on these bearings. Get some of that on. It doesn't matter because they're going to get oiled anyway from the other side, but just to give them a head start, we're going to oil inside this bush where this shaft goes through, and see now if we can assemble this in one piece. Here goes. Hold it tight. And then bring that in, let it go. Then bring that up to suit. Now this has moved a bit, but we can, the pin's moved. But we bring it down and line it back up again. I'll take the camera off and I'll show you. But it is damn tricky because we don't want to lose that. I'll turn this round and you can see what I'm fiddling on with. You see here, when I pushed it in, the pin dropped down, so I'm trying to get them both lined up. Let's see if I want to go. There's something stopping it somewhere. What is it? Oh, it's that. That's okay. Oh, wait a minute. See, that's its problem. It's all right there. You can see the pins in here. You see the pins in? I want to turn it round so it comes round the other side. Let's see. Now, can I be clever and take that out? There. But now I've got to get the pin back up. I have to take it out again because I can't get that pin back now in the slot. I bet you've all had this problem. Yeah, that won't go around there. See here, I can't get those two to line up, all three parts or all four parts to line up at the same time. And there's the pin. It's gone the other way. Okay. God, it's just ever so much. Is it? I'm going to have to get a light into that and have a look at it. I finally got it. I think it's because this one's, which one is it now? This one's new and it hasn't sort of worn in yet. It's a bit tricky. It'll be alright once it's in because you see it needs supporting on this top shaft and it needs supporting here. So now it's in neutral now. And you can see how it moves just a little bit, but that's how it's supposed to be. You know? Yeah, just that bit there, look. This might be a bit tricky to do. So, what's next? Well, we won't put that bit on yet, we've got to do the reverse. The reverse is here. So, am I going to have enough battery power? I might have to do this in the morning. Right, let's see if we can do this with the remaining battery, because this is a really tricky bit. Where's that blue stripe coming from? Oh, it's my hairline. Right, here we have the shaft, the pivot shaft for the reverse. But now we've got to turn that piece around so this will drop in, because it all works off the same thing. But also at the same time we've got to put this slipper on the reverse gear. Damn, yeah, there you go, there's a reverse gear. There's the little slipper that drives it, so that can only go in one way because it's got a thickness on it, you see what I mean? It'll only go that way. There is a spacer to go here. Right. We're going to put some oil in the bearing. We're going to put that onto there. And this is where it gets really tricky. No one have got rid of this idea. We're going to take our pivot, put that onto there, and then drop that somehow into there, and then put the pin through. Like that. Now we can put the shaft in from the bottom. Like that. And then there's a location hole underneath, and that's it. And then we can turn this back to its position somehow. And it should all line up. Wow. It is just a bit tight. See, now it's not lining up against the reverse. Oh, there it goes. That's it. There. So, it is complicated. It's not impossible, but it's like one of these Chinese puzzles. So, have a look. Now the next thing to go on is the main shaft, the input shaft. We're going to put a new synchro in there. Tip that to one side and pop a synchro in. Get some oil on the bearings. Push to one side, drop it on, and then all your gears will drop together. Not easy, is it? But it can be done, you know. It's just a matter of getting it all lined up with this bit here. It's a clever design, but it's complicated. And I've never fitted new stuff before. They've always been a bit worn. Where's the old one gone? Here. If we look at the old one very carefully here, you can see where it's rounded a little bit. Well, that one's square, and that's why I'm having a bit of a trouble with it. And you can see on here, you can see on there where it's sort of worn and got to the right place. So that pin can move in and out there really easy. You see what I mean? You know, that'll move in and out, whereas at the moment it's square and it's just a bit off. That's my excuse, I'm sticking with it. So, with that on, we can clean up this top, and then it's ready to put the cover on. Yeah, I think I'll do that in the morning. I'll put some plastic over it now and then cover it over for the morning, because I don't want to lose this. But I'm just thinking now what I might do to preserve this in its neutral position whilst we're on at this is to fit the detent ball to prevent it from moving any further. Now, where is it? Oh, here we are. Where's the ball then? Where's my ball? I'll just pause the video while I look for my ball. I hope it's still not in there. Well, I'm a bit thwarted. I've got a new spring to go in here, and there's the cap, but the ball must have dropped. It must have been stuck in here, and when I've been moving it about and washing it, it's dropped out and I can't see it. I've got some spares, but I wonder what I did with it. I'll keep looking.